What if I told you there's a Filipino who once slept on cardboard boxes in the streets, ate nothing but bananas and root vegetables, and sometimes went entire days with only water to drink, who is now worth more than virtually every politician in the Philippine Senate combined? This isn't some fairy tale. This is the mind-blowing true story of how a 98-pound teenager who put weights in his socks just to qualify for fights transformed himself into a $220 million empire. While most Philippine senators declare net worths ranging from 18 million to a few hundred million pesos, this boxer's fortune sits at roughly 12.6 billion pesos. To put that in perspective, the current richest senator, Mark Villar, declared 1.26 billion pesos. This boxer is worth nearly 10 times that figure. The second richest, Rafi Tulfo, declared just over 1 billion pesos. Still not even close. In fact, when this man was serving as a senator himself, he was so wealthy that he and the real estate heiress Cynthia Villar were the only two billionaires in the entire chamber. But here's what makes this story truly insane. He didn't inherit a single peso, no family dynasty, no political connections, no silver spoon. He built his fortune one punch at a time, starting from a first professional fight that paid him the equivalent of $2. Today, we're counting down the 10 most unbelievable facts about this boxer's wealth. From the mansions he owns across 3 countries to the business empire that generates millions even while he sleeps. We'll reveal how he made $575 million in career boxing earnings alone, how a single fight once netted him $130 million in one night, and how he's given away an estimated $200 million to charity while still remaining richer than the politicians who govern a nation of 115 million people. Stick around until number 1, because the figure we reveal there will make your jaw drop. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the origin story that makes everything else seem impossible. Before the mansions, before the millions, before the world titles, there was a boy sleeping on flattened cardboard boxes in the streets of General Santos City. Manny Pacquiao was born on December 17, 1978, in Kibawe, a rural town in Bukidnon province on the island of Mindanao. He was one of 6 children raised in a thatch-roofed shack with a dirt floor. His father abandoned the family when Manny was in 6th grade, leaving his mother Dionysia to raise the children alone. The poverty was crushing. Some days, the family had nothing but bananas and root vegetables to eat. Other days, they had only water. Pacquiao himself has said he experienced eating nothing, passing entire days with only water to drink. By age 10, he dropped out of school because his family simply could not afford to keep him there. At 12, his uncle Sardo Mejia introduced him to boxing, and everything changed. At 14, Pacquiao left home and moved to Manila, where he lived on the streets, worked construction jobs, and slept on cardboard. He sold bread and collected bottles for recycling just to survive. His early boxing matches were street fights that paid 100 pesos for a win and 50 pesos for a loss. That is roughly $2 and $1. This was the foundation of a $220 million fortune. Coming in at number 9 is the boxing career that generated an almost unbelievable amount of money. Manny Pacquiao has earned $575 million in career boxing purses. Adjusted for inflation, that figure climbs to $775 million. This makes him the 3rd highest earning boxer in history, behind only Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. His first professional fight in January 1995 paid him approximately $2. He was 16 years old, stood 4 feet 11 inches tall, and weighed just 98 pounds. He even admitted to putting weights in his socks during weigh-ins just to meet the minimum requirement. From that humble beginning, Pacquiao became the only 8-division world champion in boxing history. He won 12 major world titles across weight classes ranging from flyweight to super welterweight. He is the first boxer to win lineal championships in 5 different weight classes, and the only boxer to hold world championships across 4 decades. In July 2019, at age 40, he defeated Keith Thurman to become the oldest welterweight world champion in history. His pay-per-view fights have generated approximately $1.3 billion in revenue and attracted over 20 million total buys. The kid who fought for $2 became one of the highest-grossing athletes the sport has ever seen. At number 8, we have the single night that changed everything. On May 2, 2015, Pacquiao stepped into the ring at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas for what was dubbed the fight of the century against Floyd Mayweather. The fight generated over $600 million in total revenue. It sold 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, a record that still stands today. Gate revenue exceeded $70 million. Pacquiao lost by unanimous decision, but he walked away with approximately $130 million in a single night. Forbes ranked him the second highest-earning athlete in the world that year. One fight, 12 rounds, $130 million. But what does a man do with that kind of payday? He buys mansions across 3 different countries. At number 7, we have the real estate empire that spans 3 countries. In 2015, fresh off the Mayweather mega fight, Pacquiao paid $12.5 million for a Beverly Hills mansion previously owned by Sean "Diddy" Combs. The property sits in an exclusive gated community called The Summit, complete with 24-hour security and the coveted 90210 zip code. The mansion covers 10,000 square feet and features 7 bedrooms, 7.5 bathrooms, a home theater with surround sound and a popcorn machine, and a breathtaking backyard with a pristine pool, spa, fountains, fire pit, and built-in barbecue. His neighbors include Gwen Stefani. The house next door once belonged to Britney Spears. Here is a detail that shows you how Pacquiao operates. He threw in 4 tickets to his upcoming Mayweather fight just to close the deal. The sellers were boxing fans, and those tickets sealed it. But Beverly Hills is just one address. In Los Angeles, Pacquiao owns a home in the historic Hancock Park neighborhood that he purchased in 2009 for $2 million. The property spans over 4,200 square feet with 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. He listed it for $4.5 million in 2021. Back in the Philippines, his crown jewel is a Zen-inspired mansion in Forbes Park, the most exclusive subdivision in Makati City. He bought it in 2011 for 388 million pesos, roughly $8 million at the time. Today, that property is listed for 2.3 billion pesos, approximately $40 million. The mansion sits on a 2,000 square meter lot with over 1,500 square meters of floor space. It features 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a 4-car garage, a home theater, a personal office, and a pool designed to be half indoor and half outdoor so it can be used in any weather. In General Santos City, he owns a 14-bedroom beach villa on the shores of Gumasa Beach. When Pacquiao filed his statement of assets as a senator, he declared over 100 real estate properties worth more than 1.5 billion pesos. The man does not just own homes, he owns a portfolio. Moving to number 6, we have the business empire that generates millions even while he sleeps. In 2006, Pacquiao founded MP Promotions, a boxing promotion company that has become a dominant force in Asian boxing, developing and managing Filipino talent. But his biggest business move came in 2017 when he launched the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Pacquiao invested approximately 2 billion pesos, around $34 million, to create a regional basketball league featuring home and away games similar to the NBA format. The league started with 10 teams and has exploded to 30 teams. In 2021, it was granted professional status. Today, it rivals the Philippine Basketball Association in popularity and has spawned a junior league, a volleyball association, and a women's basketball league. Before founding the MPBL, Pacquiao even played in the PBA himself. In 2014, he drafted himself to the Kia Motors team, becoming the oldest rookie in league history at age 35. His business interests do not stop there. He owns the Team Pacquiao coffee chain, multiple PacMan wildcard gyms, commercial properties including a shopping mall in his hometown, and has invested in a Singaporean blockchain company called G Cox. His business portfolio is valued between $55 and $70 million. But all of these ventures combined still do not match what he earned from something far simpler: putting his face on products. At number 5, we have the endorsement machine that printed money for 2 decades. Over the course of his career, Manny Pacquiao has earned an estimated $500 million from brand endorsements alone. At his peak, he was pulling in $10 to $15 million per year just from sponsorship deals. The list of global brands that wanted his face reads like a Fortune 500 directory. Nike signed him for over 8 years. Hewlett-Packard made him a brand ambassador in a deal worth more than $1 million. Hennessy inked him for a $1 million endorsement in 2011. He partnered with Nestlé, Monster Energy, Coca-Cola, and Gillette. He exclusively wore Cleto Reyes gloves in every single fight. In the Philippines, there was almost no product category he did not touch. San Miguel Beer, Cafe Puro, AirAsia, Phoenix Petroleum, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, KIA Motors, Motolite batteries, Head & Shoulders shampoo. If you could sell it, Pacquiao probably endorsed it. Here is how valuable his real estate became. For the 2015 Mayweather fight, a 4x6-inch patch on his boxing shorts cost brands at least $300,000. Cafe Puro, Phoenix Petroleum, and AirAsia all paid 6 figures just to be sewn onto his trunks for one night in front of 4.6 million pay-per-view viewers. In February 2016, Nike terminated their contract after Pacquiao made controversial comments about same-sex relationships. He quickly signed with Chinese sportswear brand Anta and kept moving forward. Beyond endorsements, Pacquiao built income streams in entertainment. He appeared in Filipino films and television shows on ABS-CBN. He released multiple albums that earned PARI Platinum certifications in the Philippines. His cover of the song, Sometimes When We Touch, reached number 19 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart after he performed it on Jimmy Kimmel Live. This man was not just a boxer, he was a brand, a musician, and a media personality all at once. And incredibly, he decided to add another title to his resume: Senator. At number 4, we have the politician who was richer than every single one of his colleagues. In 2007, Pacquiao ran for Congress and lost. In 2010, he ran again for a different district in his wife's home province of Sarangani and won by a landslide. He was re-elected unopposed in 2013. Then, in 2016, he aimed higher and ran for the Philippine Senate. He finished 7th among dozens of candidates with over 16 million votes and took his seat on June 30th, 2016. Here is where the wealth gap becomes staggering. When Pacquiao filed his statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth as a senator, he declared a fortune of over 3 billion pesos. In 2020, his declared net worth stood at approximately 3.18 billion pesos. The only senator wealthier than him was Cynthia Villar, heiress to the Vista Land real estate empire, who declared 3.8 billion pesos. Pacquiao and Villar were the only two billionaires in the entire 24-member Senate. The third richest senator, Ralph Recto, had just 581 million pesos. Everyone else fell far below. Now compare that to the current Senate in 2025. The richest senator today is Mark Villar at 1.26 billion pesos. Second is Rafi Tulfo at 1.05 billion pesos. Pacquiao's estimated net worth of 12.6 billion pesos is nearly 10 times the richest sitting senator. He is worth more than the top 10 senators combined. But what does the people's champion do with all this money? He gives it away. At number 3, we have the $200 million given away to charity. Manny Pacquiao estimates that he has donated approximately $200 million throughout his career. He has said that almost half of every boxing income he receives goes directly to the less fortunate. His promoter, Bob Arum, once described the scene outside Pacquiao's home. He sits in front of his house giving money away to people. They go for blocks, food and money. Food and money. He believes that is part of his higher purpose, because once he gives it away, he believes God will replenish it. In 2019, Pacquiao established the Manny Pacquiao Foundation, a California-based nonprofit dedicated to fighting for those less fortunate and spreading hope around the world. The foundation has already reached over 1 million people in need. It has constructed more than 300 homes for low-income families across the southern Philippines, with a goal of building 500 more. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the foundation donated masks, testing kits, and food to families across multiple locations. It supports programs for vulnerable youth and victims of human trafficking. But the housing project started long before the official foundation. In 2016, Pacquiao used $1.5 million from his Mayweather fight earnings to build 1,000 homes in Sarangani province. These are two-bedroom concrete houses with kitchens, electricity, and water connections given away completely free. In 2015, Forbes Asia named him one of their heroes of philanthropy. At that time, his foundation had already provided more than 200 scholarships and over $400,000 in medical assistance. He spends an additional $400,000 per year to cover college costs for more than 1,000 students. He even bought a fleet of new boats for fishermen in a coastal community. The man who once had nothing now ensures that others never have to feel that same desperation. Our runner-up at number 2 is the Hall of Fame legend who refuses to stop fighting. On June 8, 2025, Manny Pacquiao was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York, as part of the class of 2025. He was a first-ballot selection in his first year of eligibility. He became just the 4th Filipino boxer to receive this honor, following Flash Ilorde, Pancho Villa, and Papa Sarial. His trainer, Freddie Roach, already a Hall of Famer himself, said he opened Wildcard Boxing Club, hoping the next Muhammad Ali would walk through the door. Little did he know that his Muhammad Ali would weigh 122 pounds and be named Manny Pacquiao. The accolades are endless. Fighter of the Decade for the 2000s, 3-time Fighter of the Year, WBC Fighter of the Century in 2025, joining Sugar Ray Robinson as the only boxer to win the Triple Crown of Legacy Awards. He defeated 8 fellow Hall of Famers during his career, and yet, 6 weeks after his induction, the 46-year-old stepped back into the ring. On July 19, 2025, Pacquiao challenged WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. The fight ended in a majority draw after 12 competitive rounds. He earned an estimated $17 to $18 million for the effort. And now, for number 1, the full picture of a $220 million fortune. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Manny Pacquiao has an estimated net worth of $220 million, approximately 12.6 billion pesos. This places him among the top 5 richest boxers of all time, behind only Floyd Mayweather at $400 million and George Foreman and Canelo Alvarez at $300 million each. He ranks ahead of Oscar de la Hoya. Sportico lists him as the 23rd highest paid athlete in history. The boy who slept on cardboard is now worth more than an entire legislative chamber of politicians. From the dirt floors of Bukidnon to the marble halls of a Beverly Hills mansion. From selling bread on the streets to signing million-dollar endorsement deals with Nike and Hennessy. From sleeping on flattened cardboard boxes to owning a Forbes Park property worth 2.3 billion pesos. Manny Pacquiao's journey isn't just a rags-to-riches story. It's one of the most dramatic wealth transformations in sports history. Think about what we just covered. A $220 million net worth built from a first professional fight that paid $2. Over $575 million in career boxing earnings. A single night against Floyd Mayweather that generated $130 million. Properties spanning from General Santos City to Beverly Hills. A basketball league he founded with a $34 million investment that now rivals the Premier League in his country. And through it all, an estimated $200 million given away to charity, to build homes for the poor, fund scholarships for students, and feed families who remind him of where he came from. When Pacquiao served in the Philippine Senate from 2016 to 2022, he and Cynthia Villar stood alone as the only 2 billionaires in the chamber. Today, even the richest senator, Mark Villar, has a declared net worth of 1.26 billion pesos. Pacquiao is worth nearly 10 times that figure. He's richer than the top 10 senators on the current list combined. And, perhaps the most remarkable part, at 46 years old, he's still not done. In 2025, he walked into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, accepted his induction, and then 6 weeks later stepped back into the ring to challenge for another world title. The man simply refuses to stop fighting, whether it's in the ring, in the halls of government, or in the streets of his hometown, where he continues to give away money and food to anyone who needs it. That's the story of the Filipino boxer who is secretly richer than most senators. Which part of his journey shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because we've got more incredible stories like this one coming your way. We'll see you in the next video.